Thanks for what you do with your podcast and all the rest. You're doing a great job. Hope everybody keeps tuning in. You get a lot of good info, a lot of insights, understandings of how to get strong, how to stay strong, how to use your strength.
You do a great job, dude. You make things better than they are in real life, I think.
If you don't follow Massenomics, y'all do it. Social media, website, everything.
Massenomics.
Welcome back, everyone. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. This is episode 275 of the Massenomics podcast, the lifting podcast about nothing. My name is Tanner.
And my name is Tommy.
Tommy, it makes me feel very official if I go like this.
It looks really... I'm
yes.
not in the proper position here.
Yes.
Now I have the official podcast.
Can you really read these things without doing this first?
No, you cannot.
Okay, I did it so I can read it. Back by popular demand, Tommy.
What?
Yes.
I feel like we need some... No, not a jet. There,
Yeah,
now we're
sense.
cleared to read them. Okay.
We're cleared to read our sponsors. Back by popular demand, Hybrid Performance Method is sponsoring this episode. The Hybrid Strength Coach app is here, and it is stacked with the most popular hybrid training programs. Coaching videos, exercise demonstrations, and instructional images to ensure your technique is on point. World-class training programs designed by the greatest minds in strength, delivered straight to your mobile device. The Hybrid Strength Coach app sets a new standard for the industry, providing a streamlined platform for athletes of all backgrounds and putting the power of the strongest team in your hands. The Hybrid Strength Coach programs include access to program-specific private Discord communities for live access to real-time feedback from the hybrid coaches. Make sure to visit hybridperformancemethod.com and follow at Hybrid Performance Method on Instagram. Join the strongest team on the web today. And also, this goes for the Strength Coach app, any of their training, nutrition, programming, and programs. You can save 5% by using discount code MASS, M-A-S-S. I believe that's in all caps. And I know for sure it'll save you 5% off on pretty much everything that they're selling there.
The deals don't stop.
Yeah, 5% off. So trusted names in the strength and nutrition world, Hybrid Performance Method.
Awesome.
Back.
Glad to have him back.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Feels good.
Feels real good.
Tanner, I think we need to set the record straight here.
On what? We have so many things to set the record. We always have things to
All
set.
right, so we'll be setting the record straight for the next half hour on just a whole list of things we've talked about previously.
That we didn't have exactly straight.
Probably one of the most important ones is that we our simple little brains over here don't know what our official podcast lap boards that I'm holding up for the camera right now, believe it or not, are not actually podcast lap boards with a peculiarly sized cup holder in them.
Right.
It is a charcuterie board. These are actually charcuterie boards with a handle.
Yes.
And that's just how dumb we are, that we thought these were podcast lap boards that just had a tiny little cup hole in the corner.
I'm kind of sticking with it. It works out perfectly as a podcast lap board too.
It really does. We're still going to keep using it that way.
Yeah. I
podcast way more than I have charcuterie, so that's probably a better use for it anyways.
Charcuterie has really blown up in the last 12 months.
If you had stock in charcuterie like 5 years ago, you'd be a millionaire now.
2 years ago, if you said charcuterie, what percentage of people would be like, oh yeah, charcuterie? I don't know what the number is, but
it'd be pretty low.
It's exponentially higher now.
I think its meme worthiness is what sent it to the next level.
Someone's a genius. They figured out how to like grossly overcharge for meat and cheese trays.
Yeah,
like that is what's going on.
There, a variety of crackers,
and call it a really good name. And it's like all of a sudden you've got like a $25 plate of $3 foods.
At least, yes. At least.
Like someone is just straight up a genius. Like they took a play out of the Lift Shorts handbook. They
did. Someone needs to, like at one of those restaurants that likes to have a little more fun, do like just the simple charcuterie board, and it's literally just straight up bologna, summer sausage, cheddar cheese.
Like it's like the man's charcuterie board.
Just really simplify it. Like get rid of all the fanciness.
A few Doritos.
Yeah, some Doritos sprinkled in there too. Yeah, maybe there's some Cheetos crushed up and dusted over the top.
Yeah.
There could be something there. That'd be like,
you ever had those pretzels with peanut, like peanut butter pretzels or whatever? They're like little peanut butter pretzel bites. Pretty good.
Like there's peanut butter around the outside of them?
No, like on the inside.
Kind of like a combo, sort of?
Yeah, it's like a combo kind of.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like, it's all there again. It's like Someone,
yeah.
Someone
Yes,
went and made
I have,
combos fancier.
Yeah.
Like
I have. I know.
yeah, it is basic. I was describing a combo, wasn't I?
Well, I was like, has Tanner never heard of combos? Is he going to say like, yeah, and they make a pizza flavored one too? And
I haven't had a combo for so long.
it's been a long time. Dude, one time, one of my buddies, when it was a very late night.
I feel like that snack has really fallen off the
Yeah,
cliff.
but they're still around. They're still
Okay.
everywhere.
Yeah.
But one of my buddies,
Just to
he's
me,
like,
I guess they have.
he's like very straight faced. He turned to us. He's like, this company could make a killing if they sold the pizza flavored paste in here. And we're like, I don't know if that's the pinnacle of flavors, the pizza flavored combo paste.
It's borderline whether it's good or not.
That's what
To
I thought
me,
too. Yeah, I don't think it's a unanimous that it's good, but
No.
he seemed to think it was at the time.
Are we too early for a what's in the can segment? Because I'm thirsty is my only thing.
We're 5 minutes in, Tanner.
Okay.
So technically,
Is there any set?
technically the window is open.
Okay, we're within the window. We're towards the earlier end of the window, but within it.
The window is technically
Are we
open.
still climbing? Have we climbed all the way to 10,000 feet? I don't want to. Can you check the cabin?
Yeah, that's the noise of breaking the sound barrier right there. So
And
yeah,
the
we're
height barrier.
cruising altitude. We are there.
We're now free to drink crispy boys around the cabin.
Stand in the aisle, talk with your friends, smoke cigarettes, whatever you do on a plane.
No, you can't do that. They have the no smoking sign still. Like
That's
like
right,
that's
that's right,
necessary.
Vape on the plane.
And I'm sure we talked about this on the podcast 3 or 4 years ago, but anytime anyone says standing on a plane, it reminds me of the trip to the Arnold that one time when the guy stood next to me on the plane for like an hour.
Talked to you for like an hour. And I remember I was like,
It was
this
Bill
guy know
Kazmaier's childhood friend.
Yeah, does this guy know some unwritten rule and secret thing that I don't? And I've never have anyone I want to go talk to on a plane. So I
Right.
never had any reason to try that out. But on my bachelor party, when we flew to San Diego, I thought, this is the time for me to try this out. I'm going to stand in the aisle and talk to my buddies that are a few back. I stopped, talked to them. I was maybe 3 seconds into a conversation. I have multiple stewardesses like, go. Like I'm like in some hot like area, like get out of there. And I'm like,
The dude stood by me for not joking
he did.
30 minutes.
That was, I don't know if that was like the most chill. So Tanner just handed me his business card.
Not mine. The guy that we're talking about from
Tom Hanrath, inspirational and motivational speaker. TomHanrath.com. He was a Marine, right?
Yes.
And underwater demolition team. Oh yeah, wasn't his thing? He was like the SEALs before the SEALs. Was
Something
that
like that. And he was Bill Kazmaier's childhood friend.
Yeah.
He was there to like help induct Bill into the Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, the people on the plane must have knew he was a big deal because they let him do whatever he wanted to.
But Tommy, this is a what's in the can segment, so you better close your eyes.
I don't have the official blindfold, but
should I put it? There was a koozie over here. I've got a koozie over here for you.
okay.
Just to help shield it, so I guess so you don't know what's in there.
Yep.
And this, I have also not had this before.
Oh,
I mean, I know what it is, but I have not had it. So it'll be a learning experience for both of us, unless I've had it on the podcast and forgotten by now, which is very possible.
okay. Koozie is on. Do you have a koozie or is it just me?
I don't, but
Okay.
this way I can utilize my charcuterie board cup
Okay.
holder anyways.
I'm going in.
Okay.
All right away. I'm picking up some fruity notes, I think, Tanner. And not a bubbly, I can say that. Okay.
That pops. Interesting. This is interesting. To me.
Okay, like you know how you always think everything's cherry Coke? I kind of always think everything's raspberry is what is coming to mind for me. I kind of almost picked up something floral feeling right away for a second there.
Yeah, I can catch that.
Boy, and now I feel like I'm losing it the more I go back.
Yeah, that is I understand that feeling. It's like after a while it tastes like everything and nothing all at the same time.
No, I'm thinking strawberry now. I think strawberry kiwi. That's my
Are
guess.
you ready to find out?
Oh, black raspberry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Black raspberry
I don't know
LaCroix.
if we've had this one before or not.
I don't think so. Have we? I think this has a pretty distinct taste for LaCroix.
Yeah.
I
was dancing around it. Raspberry, strawberry.
Yeah, you were right there.
Well, black ras. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You're right there. And I think between blackberry and raspberry is certainly the more flavor. It's what you're going to pick up.
I'm not
on.
a huge blackberry guy.
I don't like blackberries.
Yeah,
I love
always
raspberries.
pick raspberries ahead of blackberries.
I actually don't know what psychopaths prefer blackberries over raspberries.
Who is that person?
I like blueberries too. I like blueberries and I like raspberries, but blackberries are not as good as either of those.
No, not
and
even.
if you think so,
not even
you
one,
might be insane.
Yeah, not even one bit close there.
So what do you give this, Tommy? What are you feeling on this?
I think I'd probably give it a 4, I think.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It might be in the 3.5 to 4 range to me.
I for sure would give it a 3.75 if we decided to add the quarter point.
It's pretty
system.
flavorful. I really think it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Well,
and it fits great on my charcuterie board.
It looks great on it too.
Yes.
That's how you really up the value of a charcuterie board. You put a few crispy LaCroix on there. And
what about just like you lay the LaCroix
It's a LaCroix
out?
board. Yeah. Just displays them so nicely.
Sparkling waters.
I like it.
Yes.
Tanner, I have a new favorite form of cardio these days.
Ah, yes.
And that is the old bicycle.
Yeah.
And by old bicycle, I mean new bicycle because
we haven't talked about you getting a new bicycle.
I don't think it's only been a little over a week.
Yeah,
so
we've talked about it.
Yeah,
so,
briefly in the gym. I
podcast.
commute to the gym on a bicycle now, so
I think that's a great choice.
It is. I think maybe there's probably that like nostalgia factor of being a kid where you rode a bike everywhere.
Right.
And it's like, damn, I'm having fun riding a bike.
Yeah.
And now you get a decent bike. It's makes it a much more enjoyable
it does make it
fitness
much more
tool,
enjoyable
for sure.
It? Yeah.
And I've had a really good time on it lately. I've been averaging close to 10 miles a day. Just getting out and about on days I don't go to the gym. Like I'll go for a long bike ride at lunch.
Well, and you can cover quite a bit of ground on a bike in not that long a time too.
You can,
especially a decent bike where it feels like, man, with a little effort here, you're just like flying.
And we live where everything's very flat, so you don't really have to worry about going up hills.
True.
Downside is you don't
It's
get
more
to go
so
down
the
any hills.
Well, and it's just the wind is the thing
luckily,
here.
we haven't had any of that lately either. So it's been a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with it, and I'm liking it even more than I thought when we got bikes. My wife got a bike as well, and I thought, this will be like a couple nights a week because we got the kid carrier for the back. A couple nights a week, we'll put the baby in.
We never talked about that too, but I mean, you and I talked about the kid carrier, and I love
and not the trailer, the one where they're right behind you.
And we talked about that because we have I have the trailer and I have the seat behind you. The seat, like life hack, the seat behind you way better than the trailer.
Oh, our kid loves it.
Yes.
Like he's just turned 1 and he is just all about it. Like a lot of nights he falls asleep in there. He gets so relaxed and but that's a lot of fun too. And so that's what I thought initially. I was like, we'll go out as a family every so often. And then like maybe a couple days a week I'll go out. And I just didn't anticipate having this much fun on a bike. And so now it's like, ooh, yeah, I want to, I put like a basic little cycling computer on, so I can see, your cadence and how fast you're going. It kind of makes it fun because it gives you some numbers to look at.
Right.
And I'm having a surprisingly good time doing it right now.
Yeah, I think the bike.
And as far as going to the gym,
bikes are the way of the future, if you ask me.
It's the transportation tool of the future. The gym's about 1.5 miles, so it's like that's
you're just warmed up.
Just barely over a 5-minute ride. Like, yeah, you don't catch any traffic. You're there in no time, and you're feeling pretty fresh when you get there. So it's one thing I will say that I'm shocked, Tanner. We have a probably for a town of our size a decent bike trail system that goes throughout, and I'm getting somewhat familiar with the trails on the north side of town here. And one thing I can genuinely say I'm shocked is the amount of dog shit I see on the bike path, the sidewalk. Like, and we're not talking like it's like a sidewalk that's 10 feet wide, 12 feet wide.
Yeah.
The number of dogs that shit on the side and then that people don't clean up actually blows my mind.
Yeah, I live on the bike path, like our house faces the bike, and like I watch people watch basically all the time. It's more interesting to watch people on the bike path than it is
what type of crazy walking thing they're doing.
And there is our bike path it is just constantly people on it all the time. There is just always people and dogs like crazy. But yeah, we get on people sometimes for not having their dogs on leashes on the bike path because we have kids in our yard and stuff. And it's like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, don't need your dog all barking up in my business.
Right. So every once in a while they come try to shit in our yard and then we come out and scream at them.
Yeah.
And be like, get off my damn lawn.
But I guess biking, more fun than I would have guessed.
I I think, and I think the hack, if you have little kids, is having the, I don't know
That
what
seat
you call
in
it, the
there.
back seat. My wife really wants a bucket bike. I don't know if you're familiar with bucket bikes.
Oh.
Google it sometime. It's,
When you say sometime, do you mean right now?
yeah, you can Google it right now. It's basically a bike with a stretched out frame. It's like an 8-foot long frame. Sometimes the bucket's in front of you. Sometimes it's behind you. And it's, you know, essentially,
Kind of like like a cargo bike. Or,
it's like a cargo bike, you know. Yeah. I mean, they are extremely expensive.
What kind does she want? The one where it's in front or behind you?
Let me see the pictures again. Like this. Yeah.
Where
that.
where the cargo's behind you?
Right. Where the cargo's behind you.
So what does she want it for? Just to
With the kids.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
just to take the
okay.
kids on it. Because, see, the thing about the seat works
for
to a certain
one kid.
Yeah, and for a certain amount of time. And then, like, after a certain time, like, the kids don't want to ride in the seat anymore. That's the... Your bike speed really slows down a lot when the little kids start also being on bikes.
Yeah.
The thing about taking your littlest kids on bike rides is it's not a bike ride; it's a you carrying the bike walk. It's
let's watch how
like
far
my
we get from
3-year-old
home
that goes,
because we got a ways to walk back here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yes, bikes, they're great. Agreed. NBA finals start tonight, though.
They do, and I don't really want to call Phoenix a small market team, but
They kind of are, right?
not typically a
Yeah. They're not, it's not LA or New York or
and as far as the
Chicago.
NBA, the NBA goes, a team that doesn't make it to the finals. So
I would assume the last time was Charles Barkley against the
I think
Bulls.
it said 93, didn't it?
Yeah, that would have been that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson, Dan Majorly, Marley.
I couldn't. Besides Charles Barkley, I wouldn't know anyone else on that team.
Rex Chapman. I don't know if he had the record for one point in time for most threes in one game.
Really? How many?
Yeah. I think he had like 9 threes in one game, but
You got to assume that record
Curry
is
probably
just
makes that
destroyed
in a
now.
quarter.
Yeah,
now, I suppose, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
9 in a game. Wow. So NBA, we don't talk about a ton, Tanner,
we don't.
but I do think this is an exciting matchup because it is two teams that I'm always of the mentality that I like to see the teams that don't any sport, the teams, the guys, the people that aren't usually in it. I get
Milwaukee
excited for
talk
them.
about, you know.
Exactly, yeah. And so I guess I don't even really care. I used to be like in high school, like what was it, 2005 to like 9-ish Phoenix Suns with like Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire,
yes.
Sean Marion, like all those guys.
Yes.
I loved the Suns then. Like
they were cool.
That was a really fun team to watch.
Steve Nash won the MVP 2 years, and Amari was good still
And
then.
Mike D'Antoni, they kind of got the run and gun thing really going
No
at the
defense,
time.
all
Yeah,
offense,
and just like every game
well,
was
it's kind of like what the NBA has
no,
become.
and that's what I'm saying. They were like the ones that
right.
really, and I'm sure there's maybe other people, but in my limited knowledge, they were like the ones that really kind of set the tone for like the modern NBA.
Yes.
Like just every game was like 120 points when like that didn't happen that often.
Right.
So they were fun to watch. So part of me gets pretty jacked for the Suns, but the Bucks too. I mean, they've been right there for a little while.
The Greek Freak, he's just talking about athletes, and we talk about strength athletes a lot, but like that dude is pretty insane. Like, you know, human beings aren't made like that all that often. You know,
not or hardly ever.
Right. So pretty wild. Who do you think's going to win? Or who do you want to win? Either question could have an answer.
I'm probably going to go Suns, but this is one finals where I could be totally cool with either team. But I think I got.
I kind of agree with. I agree with that exactly. I have the same answer. I want the Suns to win. I've kind of been cheering for the Suns throughout the playoffs. And Chris Paul, some people don't like him.
You know,
I kind of want to see him win a championship.
We played a lot of NBA 2K7 where I think that was 2K7 where Chris Paul was on the cover. In college. To the point I had to get a Chris Paul Hornets jersey at the time. You know, Hornets a thing of the past. Chris Paul on the Hornets also a thing of the past. So yeah, I'd be excited for that.
Yeah, NBA 2K was my favorite video game. Actually,
dude,
I played that more than anything I've ever played before.
Yeah, we'd get some pretty heated battles at 2K going.
Done some serious controller smashing and stuff before with some of that stuff.
Some real anger management type stuff.
Yes, absolutely. That's the part I miss. Just the being so mad at the video game that you break stuff.
Tanner, today's show is also brought to us by someone else. Would you like to know who that is?
I thought you would never say it.
That company is The Strength Co. The Strength Co. operates starting strength affiliate gyms out of Southern California. They have a staff of experienced starting strength coaches that know the best way to develop strength through the barbell movements. Grant, the owner of The Strength Co., is a Marine, and he is passionate about obtaining quality American products and labor for all aspects of his business. The Strength Co. makes premium, made in America barbell equipment, including their machined and E-coated plates. Their plates are functional, easy to handle, accurate, and made to last a lifetime. The Strength Co. plates have become the go-to choice for all members at Massenomics Gym. Check out their plates and all their other made-in-America equipment, and damn good mustard sauce, too. Online.
Thank you, Uncle Gary.
At thestrengthco.com. That's thestrengthco.com.
Tommy, we've got a good sack segment for today's episode. Are you interested in seeing what I got in the old sack today?
I am very interested.
Okay, it's a good one. It is a good one. It's a good one. It's a repeat. I don't know if someone's a guest on the sack segment, but it's a repeat contributor.
Recurring contributor.
It's a recurring contributor to the sack segment. And, well, I guess without further ado, let me bust out my sack. And I'm just going to warn you, this is really good.
Okay.
You are going
all right.
to
You're
like
setting the bar high. I don't like to have my dreams destroyed, Tanner. So
this
it is a somewhat odd shaped box.
Yes,
I will
it
give you
is.
that. Okay, you were not lying.
Yeah.
You were not lying. So we have the official Western Northeast South Dakota Boulevard sign.
It's a street sign. You know, it's the green street sign. It's about 3 feet long. And this is made by our good friend, repeating guest, big Chris Hale sign painter out of Alabama.
Awesome.
So
we have
love this sign.
It's like the green long street sign. On one end it says WNE, South Dakota all across the middle, and Boulevard on the far end.
Like you could also almost make a case for that being like right above the,
I know
the neon sign.
That would
or
look
whatever.
great. And we're actually to the point where we do have enough knickknacks that we could build the full out shelf behind us.
Yeah.
And that was something we talked about years ago, but we didn't really have them. And we've got the collection to do. This is so cool.
I saw it behind like the paper it was wrapped in, and I started to take it out. I'm like, oh, South Dakota Boulevard, that's cool, you know. And then I opened it up, and I'm like, oh, so awesome! Like the Western. So I guess it says South Dakota Boulevard, but then it has all the directions to the left of it. You know, WNE.
That is really good.
And this is from Big Chris Hale. Actually, I had commissioned him to make a sign for my wife. You know, I had to make I had gotten.
Is that where? Okay.
I had gotten, my wife a new she shed, and I had always kind of told her, joking, like the one requirement is it has to have a sign in it that says that's what she shed. So I'm like, I had waited a little while, then I'm like, you know what? I saw something at Chris Hale's, and I'm like, I should have Chris.
I know a guy.
Yeah, I have a sign. We have a sign guy.
I could have Wes do it, but that's only 3D. It only works online.
Right,
it needs to be physical. So I'll talk to my sign guy.
So I had him make a "That's What She Said" sign, and he, unbeknownst to me, as a surprise, made this and included it in there.
That is great.
Yeah,
this is really good. I got to see. My wife saw the sign. I haven't seen your wife's sign.
Yeah,
I got to look at that one too. I'm sure it's just as good. But this is
the one that one is on a. He did it on like a reclaimed, reclaimed piece of lumber. Mm-hmm. You know, a recycled piece of lumber, I guess is what I would call it. And it was also cool. Here's what that one looks like.
Very nice.
And he does.
I like the shadow to it. It really makes it.
Yeah,
it really does make it pop.
It makes it pop. So if you ever want a custom sign, I think he does a lot of like almost tattoo parlor style pinstriping signs and
like the old school hand lettering.
Yeah, old school hand lettering. If you ever want anything like that, or even if you just have a cool idea, even if you don't necessarily see something like that on his page, I think he's pretty open to.
This guy can do it.
Yeah,
clearly.
Yeah. Really cool stuff.
That is great.
So our new Western Northeast South Dakota street sign.
I love it.
That reminds me, there's a new street going up in Aberdeen, in Western Northeast South Dakota. This is a real thing. There's a new street that's getting made right now, and it's next to Baird Hill, and it's called Baird Street. And I saw
where is that street going?
I don't know if they're building houses up there or where it's going.
Would
to
it be
up there.
just on the west side of that hill? Then
Yeah, it's on the west side of the street's there. It's just not paved
it
yet.
is?
Yeah,
Oh, maybe I haven't
it's
paid
there.
enough
If you,
attention.
it's to the west of Baird Hill.
I frequently ride my bike by there, but
Right.
I'm usually going at such a rapid pace.
You can't even see. It's
everything's
a blur.
you know.
Yeah, and they put up the street signs now, Baird Street, and I commented just today. I'm like, one of those is. I'm going to be taking one of those soon. When
I mean, it makes sense.
I probably shouldn't. Is that incriminating myself or?
Well, you were clearly joking. You winked
That
out. when you
was
said
a
that,
joke.
Tanner, so I knew it was a joke. So
I'm
if
not
it goes missing-
going to do that. I am not going to take one of those
It's
signs.
a not joke.
Yes. So cool sign. Great sack. Thanks, Big Chris. Coming through clutch again.
Very impressive. Tanner, you're just bringing all these goods. You're bringing the heat this week, Tanner.
We came locked and loaded, didn't we? What about any podcast reviews? Do we got any time for, or should we save those for later? Because I do have a few podcast reviews that I wanted to hit on. A few good ones. Oh, I was going to mention this. So Big Sam is a listener of the Massenomics podcast. Big Sam, I think it's Big Sam Smith actually, and he
Wait, Sam Smith, the musician?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If it is, like, that, we're bigger than I even know. But he did, on a serious note, he said that, what did he say here? He forced his son to listen to the podcast every morning while driving him to daycare, I assume. And his son right now was admitted to intensive care. So he wondered if we would give a shout out to Big Wyatt.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they're
Big
both
Wyatt.
listener of the podcast. So yeah, Big Wyatt, we're pulling for you and hope everything works out for the best for sure. And thanks for listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Even if it's just because your dad forces you to.
You'll thank him for it someday,
Yes.
Big Wyatt.
Yes.
He's a man with a plan.
Yes. So I wanted to get that shout out. What else? Do we have anything in particular on the list before we have a great guest for this week's episode. I'll tell you that much.
We do have a great guest lined up.
You know, we had the note about the Olympic trials in there from a while ago. Was there anything we wanted to? I know, there's been a lot of stuff going on with that.
There is. Yeah. I guess I wrote that down probably like 2 or 3 weeks ago when the Olympic trials were first going on, and I just forgot how much fun I actually like just watching Olympic level athletes.
Yeah.
It is fun to watch. Specifically like track and field, and gymnastics too.
I like track and field. I
respect all of them. Some of them I don't relate to as much of others, so they don't keep my interest quite as long. But the sprinting type track and field events are and like the jumping, things like that, they're just really, really fun to watch.
Yep.
The throwers I got to watch. I was watching.
What's his name? I was just looking,
and I wrote it down too, and I already forgot. There's the Kovac. I think it's Kovacs, and there's the other one.
Is it?
And I'm gonna.
It's Kovacs. That's a.
He's not the one I'm thinking of.
Krauser.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't realize how big that guy is. I think they said he's like 6'8", and he's. Kovacs probably does too, but Krauser, he has all the videos of him like squatting and deadlifting, lots of weight. Like he's a strong,
really
dude.
strong.
Like there's no
really explosive.
Yeah, there's no.
Obviously, I mean, you have to be.
Yeah, he's not hiding that at all.
Which one's the one that broke the world record then? Kovacs or Krauser?
Krauser.
Okay. And he not only this was a record that goes back to 1991.
Yeah,
and he didn't just break it; he beat it by like almost a foot. I think it was like 8 inches, which you might say 8 inches isn't that much, but let me tell you otherwise. It's a good plenty. But no, like in shot put, when you're talking about the world record, like 8 inches is that is a big deal.
Yeah, you just destroyed it.
Right. And it was since 1991, which is kind of since when drug testing in the Olympics wasn't like a thing yet.
Yeah.
So, and it is a big,
we've now caught up to the untested point of the world.
Right. So that's pretty wild. Like I was excited to see that, like having thrown a little shot put in high school. I'm always interested in seeing the
their
shot
form
put.
level is just
it is
a whole nother level. Like
it's like it's crazy really. Like it is wild how I think it's a 6 foot ring, like how
they managed to use 12 feet of it.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same thing with that discus and hammer throw. Well, the hammer throw is probably the craziest one because of the speed that it moves at to wrap your head around what's going on there. But it's fun to watch. And then the sprinting events too. There's all the all the news going on now with Sha'Carri Richardson and the weed thing, which, I mean,
what's your take on it? Do you have
it's a rule, I guess. Is it a dumb rule? Like, like the fact that weed is still, I mean, we talked about this before, the fact that weed is like still.
Well, we're the Grassonomics guys.
We're the Grassonomics. The fact that it's like the weed is still a thing people are trying to like take seriously still. It's like, okay, come on. Like, wait, I think the world has moved on. No one actually thinks of that as anything to be afraid of anymore, unless you're.
I agree. I think it's a silly, probably a very antiquated rule, but also it's like, well, I guess if it's the rule, like, I mean,
it's like, hey, you were going 68 and a 65.
Yeah.
We don't have to give you a speeding ticket, but you know, the speed limit is 65. So technically you were breaking the rule. It's like, well, yeah, but does anyone really care? Like, it's a rule. Should it be though?
Yeah.
Do we want to make some gray area in here?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll make the rule be it's a 1 week suspension, so it's like doesn't mean anything. I don't know. Maybe we just should get rid of the rule. It seems really dumb.
Well, it probably just shouldn't be a rule, but then again, it is a rule, so it's like, well,
I get it. There's rules. You got to enforce rules. What's the point of rules if you don't enforce them? But also, that doesn't mean there can't be dumb rules. Too.
That's true. Yes.
So maybe change that one. Going forward.
Yes, absolutely. So that was our hot take on the Olympic trials.
Stay tuned for more when the Olympics start in a couple weeks?
Yeah.
The other one, okay, there was one other one that I was surprised by. And that was, actually, I should say like two other ones. Really quick, Tanner.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the distance because after a certain level, the distance doesn't matter anymore. If it was like the women's 10K or something. And they let like, I don't know, 30 some people run it, which seems like way too many for an Olympic. Like to the point where people were tripping over. Yeah, people were tripping over each other.
Is there really 30 people in the running for?
No, because the top people were lapping people by the end of it. So it's like we're not even. You athletes are not. You're all incredibly gifted at running, no doubt about that. But there's a tier here that's not even in the same region as the rest of you.
Right.
So I feel like maybe we should. There
should be a filtering system
down a little bit. Like, I don't know.
I agree.
But I also don't know how many people they let in like the 100-meter dash. Like they do 3 flights or whatever there.
Yeah.
So I guess that's 24. Maybe they do the same thing there. I don't know. But it looks more ridiculous at that scale because things start to stretch out to the point where
like it could really mess up like the top people it could hamper
if you get
them.
Stuck in that little pack in the middle.
Right.
But what do I know, Tanner?
Yeah,
I'm no distance runner.
We don't know much about it really at all.
Don't know much about nothing.
You know what I do know? What's in my supplements.
Oh.
And you know why I know what's in my supplements?
Is it because of the fine people at Fusion Sports Performance?
Exactly. Fusion SP prides itself on being fully transparent, never using proprietary blends, and always providing its customers with top quality products. They offer 2 pre-workout options. You got yourself the Super Soldier pre-workout, and you got the Mad Titan High Stim pre-workout. Both have proven ingredients at their full clinical doses to maximize performance, increase muscular endurance, improve focus, and get you that much sought-after pump. Both are favorites among strength sport athletes. I'll tell you, I like the Super Soldier pre-workout. That's the pre-workout for me. That's the one that gets me what I need when I want those pre-workout feels.
I think that means you're not ready for the Mad Titan High Stim, Tanner.
I'm not ready
for it. No, you got to
yet.
push it. Yeah. It's all about progressive overload here.
That's a good point. Yes, like if you're not growing, you're
not progressing your caffeine intake, then you're.
They've also got Fusion's Whey Protein Isolate. It not only tastes great, it has 27 grams of protein per scoop, 0 fat, and low or no carbs. It doesn't contain any soy or gluten, and it won't cause any stomach discomfort. Available in vanilla ice cream, chocolate of some sort, and frosted cinnamon roll flavors. Most orders are shipped within 1 business day, and every Fusion Sports Performance product comes fully backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to fusionsp.net and use code MASS, M-A-S-S, to save a massive 30% on your order at fusionsp.net. Well, Tommy, should we get our guest on the line?
I think we should get to our guest here.
Have we said who it is? It's Evan Cardone, if we haven't said.
We got a lot to discuss.
Okay. This should be exciting. I'm excited. I, for one, if my vote counts for anything.
I'm excited.
Okay. Here we go.
Put my vote in there, too.
If that counts for anything.
Okay, there we go.
What's going on, guys?
Big Evan, you're on the Massenomics podcast with Tanner and Tommy.
What's up, Evan?
Not much. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, we're excited to get you on here. We got a bunch. we got a bunch of stuff we want to talk to you about. We've been talking about some notes and some things we want to go over with. Are you buckled in and ready for a fun time?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Can you hear me okay?
Oh,
Yeah, we're breaking up for a second, but then you're there, so
Okay, yeah, I hear you better now.
okay.
Maybe we're good now. Okay. Well, if we have issues, we'll pause it or something, but we should.
All right, yeah, that's good now.
Okay, cool. So, where do we start at, Tommy? We've got a lot of stuff we're excited
Usually
to talk
we just
to you
start
about.
at the top of the list, Tanner. And
That's
work our way
true.
down.
I guess that's as good as any. Evan, you're like a really polarizing guy on the internet in terms of the lifting world right now and have been for a little while. And that's part of what we want to talk to you about. Why do you think you are so polarizing and attract so much attention?
I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I come off as like, cocky, if you will, with the old, the tongue thing, my celebrations, I guess. It's just sort of, I'm just like passionate, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, I'm not trying to like show anyone up or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, the way I've always been just sort of comes naturally to me. Obviously I added in that tongue thing. But I'm just passionate. I've always had to get super psyched up for my lift, sort of like, look, like if I could just go up like John Hack and like, just pick it up like I would, I just like, I got to get in like an emotional state to, go for deadlift PRs especially, but really all my lifts. Other than that, I guess, I was sort of hated on sumo. I was in I did that a little bit. I guess, I got into it with Garrett also, and sort of, he had a lot more followers than me at the time. He still has more, but so that turned like a lot of people against me there. I guess other people don't like my form. My calves are small. So there's a lot of reasons here. There's a lot of reasons. So I understand. It's not like, look, if I deadlifted like 400 pounds, no one would say anything. But I guess I get it. It's not just because like I'm the best or anything. Like I know everyone doesn't like hate on John Hack or anything like that. So. There's a lot of reasons. Any of those you want to get into or what?
Yes, I think pretty much just about
you
all
ran
of
through a
them.
pretty good list right there, actually.
I don't think we're going to get on you about your calves. I mean, that's so much genetic.
You can't hit any. I mean, is anything sacred anymore?
I try to tell people, but
well, how do you take it? Like, because you do probably get, more negative comments than you probably want to get. And like, how do you feel about people that are hating or like the negative stuff that you see? What do you think when you see some of that stuff?
It doesn't really get to me, honestly, it sort of helped me grow, like, getting more shares, engagement, stuff like that. Especially when I'd get like reposted early on, and I would always get like the most views and stuff like that, like every single time. And it's just because people were like leaving negative comments, but I'm like, hey, this is great. I get followers, they keep reposting me, like this is all good things, you know what I mean? But obviously, but it comes, still for a lot of people from a place of jealousy. It's like, oh, this guy lifts more than me and he's got like bad form and I have like good form and only deadlift like 400 pounds, you know what I mean? So nothing you can really do about it. Can't imagine it'll change, although I'm sure at this point I do have, fans and stuff like that. But, I know I'm, sort of just in life in general, I'm not the sort of person who, wants everyone to like me. So it's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fair. Well, that's all good. So what about the deadlift? What is your best deadlift that you've done so far?
It was 863 with straps, obviously. I had done 765 without straps, and it's funny. That's when I actually the reason I do straps so much. Well, I started was because when I went to a Texas deadlift bar, like the knurling was like so rough. Like there's no way as heavy as I like to go, like I could do that, and it wouldn't just tear my hands up. Because when I used to actually like, hate on people who use straps. Ironically, like when I would, train at that Fitness Connection, where the guy sat on my barbell and all that stuff, I would never use straps back then. I would always, and it wasn't even, Texas deadlift bar or anything like that. But that's sort of why my hands didn't get torn up because the knurling wasn't as bad. So then, I my deadlift kept going up when I kept using straps. So I'm like, well, this is going well. I didn't really have a meet planned, anytime soon in the last year or so. So I'm just like, I'm just going to keep doing straps, And at the end of the day, like, are there going to be some like power lifter, elitists that are like, oh my God, you couldn't do that in a meet. But it's like, I mean, most people don't really give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
So I'm not going to like revolve my life around whether, it meets someone else's standards, like,
You could do a strongman meet and then use,
yeah. I mean, the thing with that is, like sometimes they have like, they don't have like a regular, deadlift event. It's like, I actually did that one time. I did like a car deadlift. But that's more like a trap bar. So,
well, I know people get that, the competing, that's something that I've seen people get on you about before too. And you have competed in the past. I know you've done some meets before. Like, do you feel like you need to do something in a meet for it to be validated, or, what do you think
not really. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, if I deadlifted even what I've already done, sort of, like 863 at my body weight. I mean, there really aren't that many people who have done, better than that. But if I do 900 pounds at around where I'm at now, like 220 body weight. The people who hate on that are really going to be in the minority. But obviously at that point I'd be close to like a strongman world record. So maybe I'd go for it because again, it's not like I don't like competing or anything. It's just like I just don't feel a need to right now. And honestly, my other lifts at the moment aren't where I would want them to be anyway, for my own personal standards to do a meet in the next month or so. So, it's always a possibility. It's not like I'm never going to compete. It's just not right now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So it could possibly happen in the next year or two. Sure. That's an option.
Yeah, that's fine. I never said I'm never going to. It's like people are upset oh, why don't I sign up for a meet? Right. If I can deadlift 800 pounds, that means I have to sign up for a meet tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's
yeah.
So
you talked about Garrett Fear. Tell us about the beef with. I think both of us, Tommy and I, probably aren't lying when we say this. We don't know exactly. We recognize there was a beef of some sort.
Yeah, I'm not.
But we don't really know what the
details.
So what was the situation?
Well, it goes back a few years actually. So yeah, we were actually sort of like Instagram friends for a little bit. I was new to Instagram. I'd see him in my Explore all the time. He was one of the.
So how far back are we talking right now?
So I made my Instagram. It's coming up on 3 years, I think. Okay. So summer, 2018, and he actually our first interaction. So I was posted on King of the Lifts in November of that year, and people were hating on me or something, and he actually defended me. Is sort of nice, and we followed each other, and he'd leave cute comments on my page and stuff like that. So we were cool and stuff, but then I noticed he had unfollowed me, and obviously I'm not going to tolerate that. But no, I didn't say anything. But then later, I'm not going to make a big deal about that. It's whatever. But at the time though, I think I only had 400 followers, so losing any followers is going to hurt at that time. So then later, I just made some sort of a joke about his paw squat or something. It was super something no one even noticed. But then later he saw
as a comment on one of his videos, or
no, on mine. Okay, so it's people had made fun of his paw squats on King of the Lifts, that his paws wasn't long enough or something like that. And then something really stupid, I don't care how long your paw squat is, the length of time. But anyway, and then someone he was coaching at the time made a comment on my paw squat, and I said, ask your coach, referring to him. And no one even got it except for him 3 months later. And when he saw it, and he's like, oh my God, he was talking shit behind my back. And but anyway, and then so he said something about my deadlift form, and I said I'd deadlift I don't know, 770 first or something like that. I did with straps, not without straps, but so yeah, I did that. And then I was like, he called me a sloppy fuck on one of his posts, but he tagged me, and I got like 50 followers or something. So that was great. I mean, I acted like I was mad, but then I'm all like, on my page, I hit some sort of deadlift and I'm all like, sloppier than your mom, hashtag 16 kid. Which I guess is inappropriate. You know, you're not supposed to talk about people's moms apparently, but you know, he's got a lot of brothers and sisters, you know, so something to be proud of. So I'll leave it at that. But so yeah, just sort of carried on from then. You know, hitting deadlifts back and forth. So yeah, and then my deadlift kept going up, but it is a strap, so he feels like it doesn't count. So that's sort of where we are now.
Okay. So if you ran into Garrett tomorrow on the street, what would you guys talk to each other, or what do you think it would be like?
Oh, I'd punch him right in the face. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm sure it'd be fine, I guess. I mean, I have nothing like bad to say. You know, I mean, I just feel like, I mean, he could be sort of whining sometimes, just like complaining about what other people are doing. You know what I mean? You know, like if you were like had a great total, or you know what I mean, like if you're like John Hack or something, you wouldn't be like complaining about people using straps all the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's fine. And then he's sort of like a hypocrite when it comes to like squatting high. Like he'll be like, "Oh man, like they shouldn't squat high in these meets," and then someone else will squat high and he'll be like, "Great job," or he'll squat high and he'll be like, "Oh, big PR." But it's fine. I mean, he doesn't squat high all the time or anything, but you know, sometimes. So yeah, that's really it, I guess. No, one more thing. He's like, his new thing is like, oh, like I'm not on steroids, I'm on TRT. And like the thing with that is, I mean, TRT is just legal and can be administered from a doctor. But TRT, honestly, again, if I were to, you know, I've been on and off for, you know, years, but never totally off testosterone. I would say I keep like 90 to 95% of my gains on like a low dose of test. So that's totally different than what like Pete Rubish did. Like he came like completely off, and you know, you see where his lifts are now. So a TRT, I mean, yeah, you're probably not going to hit like an all-time PR or anything, but it's still steroids. It's just legal, and you're not going to like be weak as fuck on it. So I just want to point that out.
All right. Well, we got a lot cleared up there, I feel like.
Yeah.
You kind of talked about it one of those times. You said, you know, he commented something, you know, you said something back. People thought you were pissed. You weren't really that pissed. You got 50 followers. Do you think you play into it sometimes where you're like, I'm kind of the jerk that people don't like, and I'm going to kind of use that to my advantage? And do you think
anyone really gets it when you're doing that?
Like some do, definitely. Some people like see what I'm doing, but I'd say more people just like get mad and like, oh, fuck this Evan Cardon guy.
But do you ever feel bad? Like, has anyone ever said something where it makes you feel bad?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, it's just like Instagram, you know what I mean? Like
even in the beginning, did it bug you, or have you been from day one just like?
Well, I mean, maybe like, I mean, at the beginning, I guess, because I didn't have like any fans yet. I had like at that time, I only had so that was after the chalk video. So I had a few thousand, but I was like so outnumbered. I mean, a little bit, but I mean, no like individual comment really like gets to me. You know, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. You talked about Chalkgate, and that's the first time I ever saw anything of yours was when I saw that video for the very first time.
And that's probably when most people saw anything of yours, I would imagine.
Right? Can you explain what happened, like for anyone that hasn't seen the video before?
Yeah. So basically, I was potentially in violation of a gym chalk rule, and so this older guy who I had never interacted with before. Although I had seen him there, we hadn't like had a conversation. Apparently knew that the old manager had told me not to use chalk, but I had gone. This was several months after that, and I was like, "Well, this new manager probably isn't going to care because it's one of those rules. I mean, it really matters sort of like who works there and who sets the rules. You know what I mean? Like if you're actually going to get like punished for it, it's not like one of these things that." You know, every gym is going to have a problem with, even commercial gyms. Mm-hmm. So I thought it would be no big deal. And again, you know, that time I didn't use straps or anything like that. So again, he just tells me not to use it. And then I'm like warming up and I'm like, I'm going to do it anyway. Cause this guy like, it was actually my birthday too. So yeah, like,
did you tell him that? Maybe he would have gave you a pass if he knew that.
No, I think I did. I don't know if it was after. I did bring it up. I don't know if after I done it or not. But first was,
We're losing you for a second here, Evan. You there?
yeah. I'm here.
Okay. We lost you for just a second there.
I don't know. It was like 585 was like the first time he said something, and then he just like waited, like watching me for 10 minutes before I would chalk up for 655. I think I wanted like 745 on that day, and I mean, obviously never happened. But if you see in the video, it was 655, which would have been my last warm-up set. I mean, no, a lot of people probably who saw that didn't even think I could lift that, when me looking at me. But at that time, but yeah. So then he just like sat on the bar to prevent me from deadlifting it. So then I got again, I guess I got the manager to up and do something or something like that. I don't know. They didn't like really do anything. I just left after that,
And you did handle it pretty cordially. I mean, you didn't really escalate it. You were pretty professional about it.
Yeah. Again, like, I don't know at that point, I don't want to like go to jail or anything like that. Cause again, it's like, I'd be like assaulting him, even if he's
that's what I think. I do think a lot of people watching the video like to play the tough guy. Like, oh, I would have kicked his ass right there on the spot. And it's like, well, there's also like assault laws. Like, like that's a really easy way to go to jail in a hurry.
Yeah.
So do you two still hang out pretty often then, or?
No, I mean, I haven't seen him. Yeah. I mean, so I think it was the next day or the time I went in there, again, the video had already blown up. He did apologize.
Did he know the video went viral?
I don't know to what extent at that point. Again, it was pretty soon. But yeah, he did, and he's like, yeah, I didn't want any he didn't want any more trouble, you don't know, could have been like a bad day for him, his wife could have left him, I don't know. But it's sort of an odd thing to take such an issue like with into your own hands to, not
I mean, that's true. That's a fair point.
It's a very odd thing to do.
Yeah,
that's
where he's the vigilante at the gym,
like so not concerned with your own workout to like I don't know, just take that into your own hands.
Yeah, about using chalk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, again, I mean, I'm not going to play like I'm not totally in the wrong, because I technically like a rule, and I would go for years, breaking like the chalk rules and stuff like that. And, some managers wouldn't really care. Some would, I would just like not get caught other times. So it is what it is. I'm not going to say I'm like totally innocent in the matter, but obviously I still feel like everyone would say he took it like way too far,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not complaining now. It took me a year to get to 1,000 followers, getting like my deadlifts reposted all the time. And then I went from 1 to like 4K in like 2 weeks. So
that's pretty fast.
Yeah. So, I'll take it.
Evan, what do you think about subpar powerlifting memes, the account on Instagram?
Yeah, I know they well, so the first time I had made like a sumo thing in my story, I wasn't trying to like I wasn't doing it as a joke or anything like that. But again, then I like realized like anything I said about sumo was like gonna get on there. So then I was like, oh yeah, like women like can do it, so it's okay. But like it's more impressive if they do conventional still. And then I'm like, trans people can still pull sumo too. But yeah, I mean they're fun. I don't think it's funny. Obviously, a lot of people hate on me there. But all clout is good clout. You know what I mean?
So do you follow subpar powerlifting memes, or do you have them blocked?
Oh no, I don't have them blocked. I don't follow them, but I don't have them blocked. Anyone who I think, unless it's like it's just like hateful or something like that, I'm maybe then. But those pages are usually pretty small anyway. If it's just like, fuck this Evan Cardon guy, you know what I mean? Like those aren't usually credible pages to begin with. So again, I'm gonna want to see the meme, even if it's like making fun of me. So I might as well not watch it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess it's.
We gotta keep a pulse on what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you made those like those TV show and movie ones, right?
Yeah, yes. I wanted to ask you about that. What do you? So we've done like I don't know what the one.
Was
I think
Game
we did,
of Thrones. And
yeah.
Or like Lord of the Rings, and you were Schmeagle.
Well, I know I was Malfoy or something like that in the Harry Potter.
Yeah, yes,
yeah,
okay, yeah. So do you know Harry Potter then? You know,
I know Harry Potter better than the other ones.
Okay, so the Harry Potter one, yeah, that's a great one. You were is it Draco Malfoy or what's the kid?
Yeah.
So you were him. What did you like when you saw that? Did that piss you off, or did you laugh, or what's your reaction?
I thought that was a good one. I like that, like the bad guy.
Well, you're the bad guy. You've got to be that guy in those. When we make those, it's people. And you know the number of comments, people usually pick out like, that Dan Bell as Hagrid, that's hilarious. Or the one we see the most commonly is that Evan Cardone one. Now that's funny.
Yeah. I don't mind.
No, that's funny. Here, okay, this is a joke. I don't even know exactly what it stems from, but John Hack keeps up on Evan Cardone. I know that for sure. I've heard him talk about it on their podcast before, and.
Oh wow! You just made my night, John Hack.
Yeah, John Hack keeps up
with me. Wow.
So I messaged John this morning and I said, "Hey, we're talking to Evan tonight on our podcast. Is there anything that you would ask him?" And this is from John Hack. I honestly don't. I've seen some memes and stuff. I don't know exactly what it is, but he says, John Hack said, "Ask Evan, does he really work at Burger King?"
No, I have not ever worked at a Burger King.
So why does he want to know that?
I don't know. I think Garrett started that or something. Yeah, that was a meme like a couple years ago.
That you work at Burger King?
I don't get that many comments about that because that was like a really long time ago. But no, I don't. I mean, I would, nothing against those people, but I wouldn't ever work for fast food.
So
they're doing the best they can.
You're on record. You don't work at Burger King.
I do not. No.
Okay, we're getting a lot of things cleared up tonight.
I mean, I could really never work for like anyone. Really, I always have to be like my own person. I don't like work well with others. I mean, maybe people under me. But.
What do you do for a living right now?
Just a lot of different stuff, like training online, in person, sponsors, YouTube, stuff like that. So no, just one thing or anything like that.
So you kind of live life on your own terms for the most part.
Yeah, that's what it's about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Got a cologne coming out.
What? Whoa. Okay.
What's the scent?
Yeah. Where are you?
Calvin Klein?
No.
Okay, I got to know about this. No. So where did the cologne idea come from?
Oh no, it's some like a co-brander like approached me a couple months ago, but it's like branded to be me. Like
is it the Evan Cardone
but
scent?
Did you sign off on the scent? I mean,
yeah. I got to create my own. So I designed it, and the idea is like you can create your own too on the site, and then you get mine like with it, or you can just buy mine. So obviously, I want it to smell good, so you know what I mean. Get all those bitches. So
okay. Did you come up with like a provocative name for it or anything?
Oh no, it's just called Cardon.
Oh, well, classy, I guess.
Yeah. Sort of provocative, I guess. Yeah. It's my name.
One thing that you'd mentioned this, a lot of people like to get on you for is your deadlift form. Have you ever suffered any injuries from your deadlift to your back?
Well,
your back is specifically what people get on you about.
Yeah, I would. I've gotten lower back strains. Actually, I just tweaked my lat like a week ago, but that's my first injury. It's pretty minor in like over a year. But yeah, I'll tweak my lower back here and there. Obviously, I use more of it than probably most people do, but I'm just so used to it that it's like, I know what my body can handle really, and I've just done it so much that I'm not really too worried about it. I've never had like any sort of major injury, herniated disc or anything like that. So, everyone tweaks stuff, especially, just going as heavy as I do all the time. Like people say here, I think that's like overstated. Like, like if you like out your CNS, you got to like recover for a month. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a deal if you like go all out or miss a lift. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think people are too worried about that sort of thing.
Yeah. We saw that you were experimenting with sumo deadlifting for a while, so now you probably know it a little better than you did before. What's your opinion now? Is sumo deadlift cheating, or does it count when someone pulls a heavy sumo deadlift?
Well, I mean, by definition, it isn't like cheating in a powerlifting meet if it is within the rules. But I mean, again, my definition of easier, I think, is what people like get confused about. So my definition of easier is, again, generally more people can lift more weight using it. And again, most of the records in the lighter weight classes have been done sumo. For example, like in the 220 and 242 weight classes, there are like multiple, 950 plus sumos, whereas there's only been one 900-pound conventional 242 or below, and it was in a deadlift only meet. So that right there, I mean, is pretty big. But again, I would say it's harder to learn. Like, but again, you got to be more flexible. You got to be more, focused. It does come down to technique more. But again, that wasn't like my definition of like easier. How hard it is to learn. That wasn't what I was saying. If more people are doing, or if all the records are being set with it, then that's what I mean, really. And it is, again, less range of motion. So again, you need less force to move the weight from point A to point B. Again, it is sort of the same concept of like a bench with a huge arch. That's within the rules too. But again, like less people do that, so it doesn't offend as many people. Most people are sort of against, again, the really bad ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people sumo deadlift and they don't think anything's wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's just not as big of a test of strength. You know what I mean? And it is banned in strongman after all. I mean, did that for a reason,
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably true. Tommy, do you think we should get into overrated, underrated, or did we have anything else that we wanted to hit on with
I guess,
Evan
we've
first?
talked about quite a few things. What's next for Evan Cardone?
Yeah.
What's the next year hold for Evan?
Obviously I'm not at my peak strength like I was last summer. I'm trying to get back to that. Number of reasons, body weight, supplements, even motivation to an extent. Like deadlifting was like the only thing I cared about, like I'd say a year ago around this time. Doing some other things, focusing on, got more sponsors now, doing things with my brand, stuff like that. So yeah, but I am trying to get to sort of where I was this time last summer, I guess would be my near-term goal. And then maybe, 900 after that. But again, I never wanted to deadlift 900 because I just got, fat as fuck or something. I don't view that as more impressive than what I've already done if I were to just gain weight and hit a bigger lift. So maybe eventually if I don't, progress around the weight I'm at right now. But again, I just want to maybe try to get back to where I was around when I was pulling in the mid eights. Right now I'm sort of in the low eights.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Evan, we've got this game we play with everyone. It's called Overrated, Underrated, and we got a special set of topics that we picked just for you.
Right.
We'll hit you with them, and you just got to remember you can't ride the line. You have to say whether it's overrated or underrated, but you've got your druthers to elaborate on the answer as much or as little as you want to. Are you ready to play?
Okay.
All right. Number one, Evan, overrated or underrated? Cameo.
Oh, underrated. Well, I'm on there, so it's very important that you get your video messages and DMs custom for me. And again, I can tell all your friends your bitches for pulling sumo, so make sure to have me tell. I can do that just for them on their birthday, so make sure to book me for that, guys.
So for
definitely on.
For people that aren't familiar with Cameo, can you explain to them what it is?
You basically, you pay like I guess celebrities to send you a video message or just answer a question. They're usually like 30 seconds long or so. Obviously, I'm not like a A-list celebrity by any means, but I was surprised I even got on there. But I'm obviously cheaper than, you know, whoever you might imagine is on there. Fucking, you know, Britney Spears or whoever, you know. So it's pretty affordable. If you're interested, you know, tell your friends they suck for pulling sumo.
All right, good. Overrated or underrated animal shirts?
Oh man, I don't know. I would that's a tough one, you know, because I used to wear them like all the time.
It's kind of your signature look.
Yeah, I know, but it's like I got you know, I'll say overrated. You know, I got so many people sending me shirts and stuff. So many other like clothing sponsors, and Animal doesn't send me anything because I'm not really affiliated with them. So overrated.
Did they ever reach? Did Animal ever say anything to you when you were pumping out all the videos wearing like the red Animal shirt?
Oh no, they did at the time of the chalk video. They sent me a shirt and a couple supplements, but nothing since then.
Okay.
So
Animal kind of left you hanging.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You know, not everyone's gonna have your back. You know what I mean? There are enough people that do. So that's see the value that I bring. So sorry, I know maybe you're hoping for you're knowing me for my Animal shirt, but overrated.
No, that's a good analysis of that, I think. Okay, overrated or underrated? Garrett Fear.
Ooh, I mean, obviously overrated. Well, I don't know. Like I don't know. I mean, I don't know actually. Like, how is he rated? Like, what?
Yeah, that's kind of
you got to decide what the court of public opinion is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I got to do it off his the amount of followers he has, and say overrated. But yeah, look, you know, nothing against him. He's a good lifter. He has a good total, but you know, overrated in terms of I don't know. I mean, I don't know how there was like hype around it before. Nothing really going on these days with him, but you know, still, I gotta say overrated. Obviously.
Do you think you guys will ever formally bury the hatchet and be best buds?
Maybe, but you know,
would you be open to the peace talks? Is it Garrett's end that's holding out?
I mean, yeah, you have to write me a very heartfelt apology. And
okay. So now we know what needs to happen.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to Garrett and see what the next steps are. Okay. Your last topic here for overrated and underrated. Overrated or underrated Impossible burgers?
I mean, definitely underrated. I think they're pretty good. You got to get them without the mayonnaise, no cheese, and make sure they are in the microwave so they are not contaminated by the grill. So they're pretty good. I used to order them all the time. Again, I have never worked at Burger King, so I had to pay for them. I didn't get them for free, but yeah, I think they're pretty good. Impossible Meat in general, like they have them at a lot of places that sell hamburgers these days. So I mean, honestly, I think it tastes pretty good. But you know, you can disagree if you try them and don't like them. But I'd say you can try.
I've actually never had one. I'm always usually when I want food, I'm in a spot where I'm like, I want something that I know I'm gonna like, and so I'm always afraid to take the chance on it.
What led you down the path of veganism to begin with?
Well, I've always just loved animals. I don't know. I've been vegetarian since I was 10. You know, once I found out like they were like animals I was eating and they didn't like want to die, I was like, okay, like I don't want to eat them then. So then I got into I've been vegan for 5.5 years. Since again it's sort of the same thing, you know, supporting the industry and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, I get that most people, you know, don't really care about animals that aren't like cute and cuddly like cats and dogs, but it's just the way I've always been, you know, and hopefully I can show that it isn't you can still like accomplish the same things as a vegan, you know, because the reason I'm not like the best power lifter isn't because I don't eat meat. Okay. Like it's not like my total would go up. Hopefully I'm strong enough that it shows that, you know, you can get the same results. Again, if you know what you're doing, you still got to get protein, obviously. You just got to be a little more, you got to plan it out better. It's probably easier, obviously, if you do eat meat to get enough protein, but you can definitely do it if you are proactive about it and, you know, care. So
like, what is like your main protein source right now?
I mean, I take a protein powder. I'm actually FNX supplements. I'm sponsored by them. We're currently looking for ambassadors. So if you are watching this and want to be an ambassador, feel free to DM me. But so yeah, they're vegan protein. Also a lot of tofu, beans, stuff like that. Again, another thing is like people like overrate like how much protein you need. Like I probably have only ever gotten like 100 to 150 grams a day. Like it's total bullshit. People who think they need like 300 grams or anything like that. Like no study has ever shown that anything more than like 1.6 grams per I think kilogram like is beneficial at all. So again, it's not like it's still calories, you know what I mean? It's still going to be used as energy, but you're not going to get, the muscle building benefits by having like a ridiculous amount of protein, whether you're a bodybuilder, powerlifter, whatever. Also, steroids doesn't matter, doesn't affect that. Body just better utilizes it if you are on steroids, but you don't actually need to take more.
Would you rather eat a 100% all beef hamburger patty or give Garrett Fear a hug?
Oh, well, I thought you were going to say stop giving him something else, but since you said hug, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give him a hug.
So you would go for the Garrett Fear hug before you would eat the meat?
Yes. I thought you were going to take that somewhere else. But all right, yeah. I will give him a hug before I eat that.
All right.
I'm glad we got that figured out.
I got that figured out. Well, good news, Evan. You passed overrated, underrated. You did a good job.
Oh, well, that's good.
And that kind of wraps us up for most of what we wanted to talk to you today. I would say this is going to come out next week. We're going to have to pump out a few Evan Cardone memes to promote it. And,
that sounds good.
Don't block us or anything. They're going to be in.
No.
We don't have full control over the comment section.
Yeah, I know.
It's no man's land out there.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate having you on, Evan. That's good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Anytime.
All right. Thanks a lot, Evan.
See ya.
Yep. See you later.
Well, hell, Tanner.
What do you give him, Tommy?
We're going vegan style on this.
Cool beans.
Those are cool vegan protein beans.
Yeah, those are the vegan beans. They have not been contaminated with meat in any way.
No. Tommy, this episode is brought to you by, speaking of Evan talking about it, Texas Power Bars.
Oh.
The Texas Deadlift Bar. I think he mentioned the Texas Deadlift Bar a couple times there, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Buddy Caps first started lifting weights.
Specifically their knurling.
Yeah, and
it's quite intense.
Let me get to that part. He first started lifting weights in the 60s and began powerlifting in the mid-70s. At that time, he was working for Image Barbell building gym equipment. Around 1976, a local machine shop started making Olympic bars for them and calling it the Image Bar. In 1977, Image Barbell became Champion Barbell. It was then that Buddy started looking at the bars with an intent of changing them for the better. In 1979, Buddy bought his first lathe to begin addressing the known issues. In 1980, his passion, drive, and purpose now had a greater mission. Buddy set out on his own to make what he believed was the greatest bar he had ever seen and trained with, and the Texas Power Bar was birthed. It was strong as a house with the best knurling, and it was maintenance free. So good knurling, it cuts Evan's hands.
Yeah.
Hundreds of state, national, international, and Evan Cardone powerlifting records have been and continue to be set and broken on the Texas Power Bar. To learn more, visit them at texaspowerbars.com. Wow. Thank you, Texas Power Bars. We got a lot of insights from Evan, didn't we?
We did. I think we peeled back a few layers of the Evan Cardone onion.
We did. We got to the bottom of it. It's interesting having someone on that catches a lot of shit all the time. We don't normally, most of our guests are pretty beloved.
They almost universally loved.
Right. And Evan is not.
So is he slightly misunderstood?
That's the question, What do you after having him on as a guest, do you have any opinions on that? I think he plays into it a little bit.
I think he does.
A little bit,
I think it's premeditated to an extent.
I think he certainly still has some characteristics that he even alluded to it that probably encourage people to dislike him in some ways. He has inherently some
a bit of a man of mystery. I mean, he has his own fragrance coming out, so there's a certain aura there.
There is an aura. There is definitely an aura. Interesting stuff, though, on Evan Cardone. I'll be curious to get Garrett Fear's take on this episode. Maybe John Hacks. I think they'll both tune in, and we'll see if they have any follow-up.
Yeah.
Maybe they need to come back as a rebut.
Yeah, maybe there'll be a part 2 to this.
I like him talking.
Maybe we'll bridge the peace talks here, Tanner.
Evans talks about Garrett Fear. It's kind of like the old, if you preemptively say, like, no disrespect, or like
with all due respect.
Yeah, with all due respect.
You can say whatever you want.
It's kind of like that. He's like, yeah, he's all right. I mean, and then Evan will say, like, diss him in 3 different ways, but it'd be like, but he's fine. Like
the oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, it's like, it's kind of funny. Good stuff. Do you want to hear a few reviews of our podcast?
I would love to hear a few reviews.
Great.
It's been like a week since I've got to hear
No, and what
so.
I would love is for people to leave us more 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Roughly where are we at on that, Tanner?
We're in 356, I think, is what we got for reviews. So we get another little push here. We'll be on the road to 400 very soon.
Yep. We can almost see the road from here.
I mean, I think once we get to like 365, 370, we'll officially call it.
Yep.
On the road, then we'll probably make that big push. But we need to push right now just to get to the road.
Yeah. Like our Maps app is getting ready to tell us to take the exit and
like
get and
from the
merge.
10,000 foot view, we can certainly see the exit up
can.
there.
Yeah. Or I should say the on ramp really is what we're going towards. The on ramp, not the exit. We're not exiting yet.
No, this is not our exit strategy. Okay, so today's podcast reviews. First one from Nash Potatoes. He just says, "Yep, 5 stars."
He knows our language.
Yep, I believe that's a Grant Brogy Strength Co. Yep. Next one is from MGB255, and he says, "Honey, I think I'm leaving review 300 for Massenomics, muffled noises. Massenomics." Oh, and the title of this is Speak to Text. Okay. So, honey, I think I'm leaving review 300 for Massenomics, muffled noises. Massenomics, muffled noises. The podcast I sold your car for to buy the Blue Champion shorts with the bench logo, muffled noises. No, I don't win anything for it, and we can't buy your car back. Heat up the LaCroix and throw some beans on ice. We're going to celebrate like we just won some JD Power and Associates awards and throw a bunch of stuff away. Ground lock in for a night of lifting hard and living easy.
That's good.
Good review there. Next review is MassenomicsReviews.com sent me from Massenomics marketing intern. After writing a whole website to track the road to 300, I realized I had never contributed to the effort.
What?
Yeah.
Talk about twist ending.
Yes. Listening to the Massenomics podcast has added 100s of pounds to my total by reminding me how to use my strength. The podcast is the first thing I throw on every Monday morning, and it is the best way to start the week. With everything going on, don't throw away this pod and get on the right side of history. And I think we know who that's from. That's from got to be from Big Nate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one is Double Cool Beans from Metal and Muscle. This podcast is definitely underrated. If you want to get strong and learn nothing at the same time, this is the podcast for you. So crack open a hot Pamplemousse LaCroix and get ready to take a ride to Western, Northeast, South Dakota and start saving for the most expensive shorts on the face of the earth. And the last one we're going to read today is from the CEO of Georgia. The greatest drama series you will ever listen to.
That's kind of what I've always thought. I'm glad someone else realizes that too.
I've recently started listening to this podcast and starting from episode 1, and I see a lot of potential already. This Tyler Effenstone character has a compelling story, and I can't wait to see his character development in later seasons.
Wait, have we got this one before?
Maybe. I don't know if I read this one before. I kind of, this is funny though. So
yeah.
The entire cast is truly brilliant and the storytelling is so expertly done, even painting a vivid picture of this setting down to weather that you'll feel like you're right there with them in Western, Northeast, South Dakota. You won't be disappointed. We've maybe read that one before. I am on track now.
That
though,
one is still really good. Though.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his development in later seasons. Classic.
That is good. Tanner, one thing did hit me while we were podcasting today. I didn't want to interrupt what we were saying earlier, but now is the time. Your facial hair is different.
Yeah.
It took me a while. So I was like,
what is going on?
At one point you were talking and I had to do a double take. I'm like, wait. And then it hit me. I realized what happened here.
Yeah, did you notice? I forgot when
I did not notice earlier.
We had an important business meeting earlier today, and we actually did have an important business meeting earlier today.
It's funny to say because it's true.
Yeah. It's funny. I bushwhacked her down this weekend, and I
pretty significantly
went to work. Yeah, really. I mean, there was a lot. Like when I trimmed it, there was a pile of beard hair in the piled up from getting cut. I went to work today for the first time since doing it. I came home and I'm like, told my wife, or she asked about it. She's like, and I told her, nobody said a word. Like, I don't know if anybody noticed. I'm like, I don't know how nobody would notice.
It's kind of weird because like if you did something to your hair, I would notice right away. Like, I think after a while you just go like, beard is beard. I think is how most people.
I cut like 4 or 5 inches of beard off. Like. And to me, it looked like...
It is funny to me that it never dawned on me until just a little bit ago, though.
Yeah, and it was funny. Like, when I did it, I had to, like, do the reveal for the kids, and everyone gets a good laugh out of it, And my 3-year-old, she's like... She laughs and just looks at my wife and goes, haha, look at Dad. And that's kind of what I felt like. I'm like, haha, look at me. I look funny.
Do you feel like a new person now?
I feel
like the bottom half of your face is gone. Like your whole...
feels really weird. It felt really weird, and I still catch myself every once in a while look and be like, "Oh, looks funny." It feels like it made my hair and my head way longer. Like when I don't know if it's just because the beard also went down to here that I didn't notice the hair, and like immediately I was like, "Wow, my hair looks really long now." I didn't realize how
you're messing up the proportions.
Yeah, it is like a proportions thing, and it was just getting a little. My beard was getting a little wild, like there's different looks here, and I was getting very far on like the Hell's Angels, and it was great for like my powerlifting meet and stuff like that. And I definitely I'll grow that back just for the right situations, and I was just due for a start over, I guess.
It's got to feel pretty fresh for the summertime, though, Tanner.
It does. The hair in my head is still what makes me way more hot than my beard. My beard never bothered me too much, as far as that goes. But you know what? The one thing that's nice is drinking and eating food. I immediately I did it, kind of forgot about it, went to get a drink of water. The second I took a drink of water, I was like, whoa,
no mess.
This is so easy.
Yeah,
and like
the no spill cleanup.
It was like I can just like slam a glass of water and like no, like there. I'm not who's the guy in Game of Thrones, like the red-haired guy north of the wall. That's
God, it's been long enough since I've seen the show. I can't think of him.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do, and I can't think. One of the wildings.
He turns out to be really funny.
I cannot think of who it is, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, like I'm like I'm not that guy.
Yeah. You did say one other thing here, Tanner, and I saw these videos just earlier today. Were you hitting PRs today? Was that
no?
Today?
That wasn't today.
Oh,
if you look, the beard, that was actually last week.
Okay.
So after my meet, I
think it was because you were wearing the same shirt in that video as our business meeting today.
I was.
So I'm like, did he go straight from a meeting to literally hitting all-time PRs?
No, if you look, I had the beard.
Okay.
That was so my meet was on Saturday. And I got done, and then we even talked about on last week's podcast. I kind of alluded to that fact that I was pretty sure I left something on the table for squats.
Yep, you did say that.
And I really was feeling that way. And later in the week, I'm like, I'm feeling really good. And I know I had said I'm really not going to train heavy anymore, but I'm like, I think I should just do one more.
Oh, yeah, you got to see if
I should do one more heavy squat. Actually, my plan was I'm going to warm up for heavy squats. If it feels good, I'm going to try something. If it doesn't feel good, I'm not, I'm just not going to. And had no... wasn't going to feel bad about that. I'm like, no, the time was past and it just isn't going to work. And it felt great. I did like,
how far was this out from the meet?
5 days later.
Okay.
So
it's just a few days ago.
Yeah. This would have been like on Thursday.
Yeah.
It was like 4 or 5 days ago from now, previously from here. And I did 585, which was a PR. And it really, I'm not going to say is easy. Squat never necessarily feels easy for me. Like I was describing it to someone that was in the gym at the time, like that I had said, I'm going to try for something heavier than I've done before if I can. And asked how 365 was warming up or 375 or 405. And I'm like, I don't know, like squat never like I don't like I squatted 600 that day. 300 or 400 didn't feel like squat never feels like easy for me.
That's how I am with deadlift. It doesn't matter.
Right.
they all just don't feel good.
Right.
Like, I shouldn't say, they're not like all like, I'm in pain. But
Right.
It's never like,
It's not like,
but like squat for me is the opposite thing. Is like when I was getting ready for that meet, it's like, oh, that's how fast 500 moves. Like, oh yeah, bring it on.
And that's what deadlift. That's what deadlift to me feels like on a good day. Like for the meet, like doing like my 622 opener, I was like, oh my God, it felt like it was like,
and even on
it
good
just
bench
stood
days,
up.
you probably feel that.
Yeah, I feel that way.
Yeah.
But I never feel like that on squats. So warming up, I'm like, I don't know, it moved. It didn't feel easy. I'm like, I'm gonna keep
die.
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna keep going until I keep feeling like I'm not dying. And so I did 585, moved pretty good. And then I'm like, well, I got it. Today is the day to try it if I'm gonna ever do it. So I did 600, and it's easy to. We talk about this all the time.
Easy to squat 600.
Oh God, no, it's not easy. It took me freaking. It's taken me 12 years of just tirelessly like dedicating myself to training,
week out work, multiple career-ending injuries.
Yeah. I mean, kind of true. And like, so no, God, no, it's not easy. But it's easy to do is forget. Or it's easy to be like, well, yeah, there's so many people that are so strong. Like 600 doesn't mean anything. I just watched someone do 700 for a set of 10. But it is like, I talked to a lot of people at the meet said the same thing. Like, it's just so easy to, with social media and stuff, to forget like,
just get lost
what's
in
strong.
that. Yes.
Like things are like, that is an accomplishment, especially like for me personally, it's an accomplishment, but it's so easy for people to lose sight of that, I think, and be like, well, I don't know. I guess I benched 315, but what does that mean? Like, there's people benching 600 on Instagram every day, and it's like,
it's all relative.
Yeah, it is. So for me, that was a big deal. And this is my last injury was I had torn my ACL. I had ACL surgery like 2 years ago. I couldn't walk for a while. I couldn't.
I remember it.
Yeah,
I had to hobble down these stairs.
I could not walk. I was on crutches for a while, and like it took me months to be able to bend my knee back to to a normal range. So to be able to hit a squat PR is pretty exciting for me, but now that's where I'm super happy for the year. And
you can kind of put the flag down.
But it gives me hope. Like, oh, maybe when I do a powerlifting meet in like a year or something, maybe now I feel like 600's on the table if my training leads up good to that. And there again, it's the hindsight and the what ifs of the meet. But I'm like, well, should have squatted more. No guarantee. But it's also, we talked about what meets are like, and there's no guarantee on that day.
And maybe you
squat
just
more. Have to do
maybe
it.
You squat more, but like you strained yourself so hard that your bench and deadlift both suffered too.
Right.
Like you don't know that.
And like me warming up in the gym, we talked about this, is totally on my time. Like when I did that 600 pounds, I just do what I want when I want.
Yep, you can take a good hour and a half to do that.
And I did, like, because I went in the gym, I'm like, that's all I'm here to do. I'm not doing a workout or anything. I'm not doing any. I didn't do anything after it. I watched my videos, packed up my stuff, and was like, all right, I'm coming back. Like, I'll be back like next week sometime, maybe, so that's all I was there to do. And we were at a meet that, it's easy to say, well, I should have done more, should have been able to get that there. And it's like, yeah, you don't, maybe,
but it's all connected. So like, what's the next thing? Like, did you just have that much there that day that everything would have been good, or would something else have suffered?
Right.
It's really hard to say.
But all in all, I was excited to get that. It's still just a, and it's like, well, it's a gym lift and not, and whatever. But like, I could say like, I've wasted a lot of time lifting and stuff. So at least now I can say, I've squatted 600 pounds, it's something to say, but I don't know. That was kind of my goal for, I'm not really sure what my next, I'm like, that's one of those goals where it's like, I don't know. That was kind of all I wanted to get.
Now, Tanner, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to get up to 350 pounds so you can bench 500.
If I got up to 350 pounds, I could bench 500. I know that.
You could too. I think you'd be there.
I'm pretty positive of that, but that is not something I'm willing to. That's not a path I'm willing to go down.
The family might draw the line there too.
The family would draw the line. I mean, I would personally draw the line because I'm like, I have to be able to walk around a little bit here and like
live in this body.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, that was the exciting PR news.
That is really exciting.
Fortunately, I don't think I'll be having any new PR news for a while because I've already started to lose some weight. That's going good, going like it's
the weight
supposed
loss
to.
is going great.
Yes. I've just, like the other day at the gym, I just picked up some sandbags and ran around with them and rode the bike a little bit and got out of there. And I'm like, all right, I'm real sweaty and
we're moving.
Yep.
Cool.
So that's that.
Should we bring her on home?
Yeah. Do we got one more?
We do have one more
cornerstone
and I got it
advertisement
cooking up right here, Tanner.
All right, excellent.
Today's episode is brought to you by SPUD Inc. and the SPUD Inc. Track Harness. The SPUD Inc. Track Harness is perfect for speed, strength, and agility training. Tanner, that might be right up your alley now.
I don't know about agility or speed.
Okay,
maybe just I guess like less not speed or less not agility.
Moderate speed. Built from soft, comfortable webbing that won't restrict blood flow while training, the Track Harness has a snug fit that allows for fast directional changes without any slipping that could throw an athlete off balance. From the largest gyms to the smallest weight rooms, the Track Harness unlocks dozens, not dozens, dozens.
I was thinking dozens the whole time.
Necessary exercises for strength athletes of all kinds. Pull sleds, run against a parachute, or even attached to a band for plyometric work. Available in multiple sizes so it can fit anybody's body. You can check out the SPUD Inc. Track Harness online at spud-inc-straps.com.
And thanks again to all the sponsors. We've got SPUD Inc., the Strength Co., Fusion Sport Performance, Texas Power Bars, and our new one back in the fold, Hybrid Performance Method. Thank you to all of our sponsors for this episode. That's going to bring us home. Buy our stuff on our website. You know, we've got a lot of stuff there. We'd love to see you buy it. Tees, Massenomics, Varsity Tee, 8-Bit Party Time. We've got tank tops left.
Tank top. There's still a little bit of summer left. There's still summer
tank
left.
tops are still trickling out, though. You know, it's not going to be long until more and more of those sizes are gone. So if you want a tank top, now is your time to get one. Absolutely do not wait on the tank top. We're not restocking any of those. Mm-hmm. We did have a 1776 sale. We sold a lot of tees
stuff there.
There's a few tees left on sale, not quite as lucrative as a sale price, but there's a few on sale. If you're interested in our bargain bin, you can hop on our sale tab on our website and sign up to become a supporting member of the podcast. Please sign up.
Some people were listening to our demands.
Yeah, we've had more people sign up. We would love to see more. You know, like that's part of what makes the wheels turn over here at Massenomics HQ.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever wheels we have, whatever the wheels
whatever
are.
HQ the wheels have.
Whatever the wheels are. But yeah, please sign up to become a supporting member if you'd be interested. Leave us one of those 5-star reviews. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. I guess I'm going to start saying that now. Follow us on TikTok.
You sound very it's a real labor to say that.
I still... guess you gotta follow us on TikTok now. And follow us on Instagram. Tommy, where do they find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Tomahawk_D.
You can find me at Tanner_Bear. Just make sure to follow Massenomics at Massenomics.
See ya.